It's the Really Charlie Podcast. Yeah, it's the Really Charlie Podcast. Yo, it's the Really Charlie Podcast. Bumping through your broadcast, grab a chair, fill your glass. Yeah, it's the Really Charlie Podcast. Yo, it's the Really Charlie Podcast. Yeah, it's the Really Charlie Podcast. Bumping through your broadcast, grab a chair, fill your glass.
Hey, it's the Really Charlie Podcast, as that intro mentioned, from my friend Peter Lionel Walker. He did that intro for me along with Dirty, my friend, did the other one where he says, Really, Charlie? Those are my dudes, and anytime I need something, I reach out to them and they have no problem creating something, doing something for me on the podcast. But today is something that's dear to me, and it's a normal conversation um, with me and many of my friends and even complete strangers. I want to talk about everyone should write a book. That's what we're going to talk about. But let's go back and start doing normal routine things here. Welcome to the Really Charlie Podcast, and I am here to highlight you and many others, especially if you're a creator here on Fireside or anywhere else. I like to bring my guest here and show, what they have to offer, whether you're an author, an artist, a musician, community person, whatever it may be. I just like to highlight people. It's just something I do. You know, I'm highlighting someone right now. I have my the Wind Down podcast T-shirt on, and that's from my fellow host, and colleagues that are at WNB1 Radio. And you can get to that site by going to WNB1.com. That's WNB, spell out the number one, ONE.com. And you can reach us. We have few shows. We have up and coming shows coming up, podcast and different things. So, I am so excited, and with me, I get on air on Tuesday nights and play some R&B music. I love it. I love it. Kind of just chills me out, you know, makes me forget about everything, and I just play some music. I like old music. And then I play some of the new ones, the new stuff. I like stuff like Earth, Wind, and Fire, and the Whispers, and you know Teddy P, Barry White, Marvin Gaye. Those are the things I like. And I just play that music, and it's does me good. This week I played a lot of new music, new R&B music, and so you know but you can find me here. You can find me on YouTube on the Really Charlie channel. Please like and subscribe it. But you know, I love doing this. I mean, I wish I can do this every single day. So what I've been doing is just playing the lottery. Hopefully, I hit it big, and then I can do these things every day. Um, so welcome, Tony. I see you and everybody else that may be listening to me here on the whether it's live or whether it's on replay, or if you're listening to us on YouTube. I appreciate you. And so today's topic is everyone should write a book. This is something that I have in every single conversation, pretty much. I like to have conversations because I like people to leave something behind, and that's kind of morbid, that they have to die. And no, but what it is I want them to leave their legacy on the shelf, so someone can read it, whether it's a book that's, could be, you know, uh, it could be about, whatever you want, whatever artistic view you have, artistic brainstorm that you have. You put it out there and you put it in a book cover, and it's there. It's there forever, and it could be a biography. It could be something, like I do. I do poetry, and excuse me while I wipe my forehead. I am up top. I'm in the top floor, the attic of the house. It's very hot up here. I have a fan going, but that doesn't do anything. Um, I have an AC that's not plugged in over there, and but if it defeats the purpose, if I put the AC on, then you guys are not going to hear me. So, um, but most of the time I'm downstairs and nice and cool, or in the station, doing my thing. So we're going to talk about writing a book. This is something that's dear to me, and I think that everyone should write a book. And leave something there, whether it's a book about your family, your relationships, your career. It's something that I think we should all do. And one of the main things I do is I write and I put it down on paper, Microsoft Word, whatever. May dictate it on my phone, an idea, and then I just go with it. And with Microsoft Word, they have a dictatorship, but you have to go online. You have to go online and get onto Microsoft and Word, and then there's a little button on the right, and it says dictatorship. So if you have someone that just maybe can't type, but you can speak all day, you can talk and just tell your story, or you press that button and just speak into your laptop, and boom, your story is just going from line to line to line to paragraph to page over, and you can just tell your whole story. Now, not all of us talk properly and may not dictate things properly, but that's what you have an editor for. So, but at least if you tell your story, and then it's boom, it's right there, and it's going to be saved for you, and you have it. Now you can just get it edited and bring it to a publisher, and boom. But that's one option, and the other option is what I do is I go to KDP. That's KD is in dog, P is in Paul. KDP, and that's free. That's Kindle is amazing. And you can end up. They have templates in KDP where you can use their template. It's and all you do is plug it in. It's gonna say title of the book, and then all you do is kind of delete that, put your own book. This is the ABCs or whatever. By Charlie Perry. And you go into it, and you get that page done. You go along, and then it tells you what the next thing is, whether it's the intro, the acknowledgments. Then you do that, and then you go into table of contents. You end up in the template. It makes it so much easier. And I highly recommend, if you're using KDP, is to use the template. The reason why I'm saying that is because when you end up doing your manuscript, and you're in there and you're doing it, and you think everything's fine. But we, as human beings, we have a tendency to touch things on the keyboard, whether it's a space button, whether it's a dot, whether it's a comma, and we don't see it. So what that does is, it messes up everything. Or we press return, and it adds a space. So all those things, can kind of mess up when you end up going to submit it to KDP, and then they give you end up seeing it and proofing it, and then it looks absolutely not like you did it. It looks crazy. you're pissed off, you spend a lot of time. So the templates make it easier. Now, with me and my life skills and everything that I was involved in, I have so many stories that I want to talk about. Um, whether it's professional stories, whether it's family stories, there's so many things, so many, and I think of so many things. Now I just want to get it out in book form. So I'm gonna try to start doing more and more. I do have a lot of books, but I want to do some more of the storytelling. And so I got to get on that. Before I go on, I want to say hello to Jill from I'm Right, I'm Right. I want to say hello to Tony from I'm Right, I'm Right. I appreciate you guys, and I can't wait to listen to your show later. Um, Believe me, this show is definitely going to be cut off real soon. Even if Tony was up here right now, Tony kind of wants to extend the show a little bit, but he wouldn't do it up here. Tony would be cutting it off, saying, "Oh, time to go downstairs where that AC is." So, anyways, so writing a book is something that I'm trying to encourage everyone to do. And I'm not the best writer. And sometimes when I'm writing, I have, we all have our own little lingo. We have our own little lingo and how we talk, how we speak. I have my northeastern or maybe let me say South Coast Massachusetts accent. Not everyone speaks like this, but we have a problem pronouncing our R's. And some of the words we say, it just so as I'm trying to be proper or think I'm proper, it really isn't. So sometimes it's best to go to an editor, and as you have an editor, pay that money. It's well worth it. Just pay that money. Um, Me, I have resources. I work with a bunch of friends that are writers. I work with teachers. So some of my stuff is I don't have to pay too much for anything. Um, if I go to an editor, I just give it to a friend and say, "Hey, check this out on your own leisure time and no rush, but get back to me." And they break out that old school red pen, or in this case, I send it electronically, so they end up, scarring up my material, pretty badly. So I have to go out and I have to go fix it. But with poetry, it's a little different. Poetry, it's just me. I try to stay me. I don't change up anything too much because it's my own emotional feelings in what I'm writing. So I like to stay that way. I just have my own little style. The so let me see. I'm trying to think. Oh, and I just went through an experience with a friend of mine, Gail. Let me see. Wait, I think I got a book right here. Yes, I do. Now, Gail was a little reluctant. She is an artist, and she does so many things. Writes poetry. But this is her book, right? Trying to get the glare out of it. And I had fun doing that with her. It's a pretty decent book, and there's Gail right there. So, and but because I, getting that inspiration from others, she's already. I mean, that's her first book. But guess what? She got two in line. We lit a fire under her butt, and she just boom. She is definitely, you know, by the end of the year she'll have um, yeah, Jill has a book. You know what, Jill? I don't think I ever knew that. You know, so we have to talk because I have to order that book as soon as possible. So we'll talk, and when I go on your show, maybe you can mention a few things, because I'm not going to stay on this show too long. I mean, look at this. This is Florida heat up here. It's that warm up here. So But let me see. What's this? I'm still trying to learn a lot of. All right, here we go. So we're gonna definitely have to talk about Jill's book, and but I'll do that later on. So I want let me this some good facts here that I got from a website. I'm gonna read them, and said, should I write a book? And here are four reasons. It said, if you're asking yourself, should you write a book? The answer is yes. And I agree. The answer is yes. In fact, that one of the most popular questions people ask these days is, it seems most people have a gut feeling that writing a book could change their lives. But for some reason, they are hesitant and get started simply because they aren't familiar with the process, or even worse, afraid of trying only to fall in the end. And you shouldn't be worried about that. It's your book. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about what people think. You want to take some knowledge and some expertise from different people. Yeah, take that, But if it's something you want to do, just go ahead and do it. And you live and learn. My first book, it was crazy because I was doing it, I was typing it, and I was learning trial and error. I was learning by that. I was messing up, doing things. But the best thing about self publishing, and I didn't say that, but self publishing, that's what I do. Self publishing was so good to me because I was going through the whole process. There was nothing being left out. Everything was involving myself. So I kind of learned different things, and like I said, I made some mistakes, good, bad, and ugly, and but now I've gone on top of all that stuff, and so but I highly recommend KDP, Kindle Direct Publishing. Jill says, I bought Gail's book when she entered the poetry slam and told me about it. That's awesome, you know. And Gail is she's so busy. She's doing so just like everybody else here. So busy, tied up with work, doing so many things. But she's letting go a lot of things that occupy her time, like different things, boards and all that. She's going to be resigning from them. So now her creativity is going to be kind of blown up, and it's just going to go all over the place because she has more time. So I am so excited. But she's got, this book, and she should buy. She actually has a book signing coming up this week, coming next week, actually. Next week, it's a book signing. I can't wait. Cannot wait. I'm going to go. I have the book. She'll sign it. And I'm gonna actually purchase another one because I want to give it away to someone else. Um, Sometimes I just bring it to the local library and they put it on the shelves for the local artists. So, all right. Well, I want everyone to write a book. I know Tony, my man. He's definitely doing his thing with his book. He's on chapter 33. No, only joking. He's definitely up there. He's in chapter about 12, 13 maybe. He's doing his thing. I cannot wait for that book because he is my friend who I will see very shortly. Time is passing by. So, um, all right. So, write a book, and you heard it from me, Charlie Perry of the Really Charlie podcast, here on Fireside, and definitely on YouTube. And join the Really Charlie channel. Just like and subscribe it. And every Tuesday night, I am on WNB1 Radio. And my voice is, my intro is serving you R&B music on the rocks. Chilled music with a chilled host, where you get to listen to the music you love the most on WNB1 Radio. I love that. Thank you, Joe. That is the radio is, I mean, music is awesome. I can listen to music all day, and we're doing some amazing things. Some people, because of some of the events we're doing at WNB1 radio, has got some attention on social media, and got some attention from some very decent organizations. So we are going to be announcing a few things coming up, and I can't wait. And that's what happens when you get a good crew together and they start volunteering and being loyal to the program or to the station. Things happen, and people are starting to recognize it. So I'm so happy, and we're going to be doing some great things. All right, everyone. Thank you. I'm right. I'm right. I will see you in about, looks like, 40 minutes, 39 minutes. I can't wait. I'll be listening to you guys. And if you encourage me to go to the stage, I may just do that, because I am full of energy today. But I will be downstairs in the AC. So, all right. Thank you. And let me make sure I answered all the questions. And yes, I did. And I'll be seeing you. Thank you for joining me here on Fireside. You all are great, YouTube, and I appreciate you. All right, take care. And as Tony says, we are off video. And we are going to play some music so I can close this show properly. I'm only doing this thing on Fireside real good because, is because my man Tony taught me how to do it. Now my screen is up. Take care. I love y'all. Good night.